Hi.
That
Take
was
two.
really just
Sleep is something that everyone does every single night in order to be awake and get through the days. When something comes up in our lives, we tend to push aside our sleep needs in order to think and worry about other things going on. How many of you have done this before? Like you all, I have definitely had my fair share experience of pushing aside my sleep needs in order to think and worry about other things going on in my life that may have more of an importance. Today, I'm here to inform you about the top 3 tips to prioritize your sleep health. Improving your sleep health will not only help you get your energy back, but will allow you to live life to its greatest potential every single day. I am a health education and behavior major at the University of Florida and have done a lot of research on sleep health topics in order to gain a better understanding of an individual's health. Throughout this presentation, I'm going to inform you about how effectively creating a routine at night can help improve your sleep, as well as how reducing stress can have a drastic impact on how well you can sleep, and how understanding if you're getting the right sleep for you will also improve your sleep health. To get started, let's take a look at creating an effective bedtime routine in order to improve your sleep health. A lot of people believe the myth that setting a bedtime or having a strict routine at night is just reserved for younger children, but this has often been proven false by a lot of research and studies. So everyone has something called the internal clock or the circadian rhythm, which tells your body when to sleep at night and when to wake up in the morning. By not setting a specific and consistent routine and setting a bedtime every night, you're ultimately throwing off this internal clock, and this will cause imbalances in neurological functions. Some of the functions that may be affected are your memory, your attentiveness, and motor functions. The National Center on Sleep Disorders Research conducted a study to show that an effective bedtime routine is needed in all age groups. They found that not getting enough sleep equates to your body not functioning efficiently every single day. Michael Tweary, a researcher on this study, showed that sleep is just as important as any nutrition or exercise that you do every day. Now let's take a look at how stress can also have an impact on your sleep health. Reducing stress is a great way to try to improve your sleep health every night. Stress impacts all aspects of our lives and can have a real big impact on your sleep habits. College students, as first-hand experience, I've seen that by having a lot of assignments due in a week or even exam season coming up, a lot of students tend to sleep later or wake up earlier to try to fit that study in or to get that homework assignment done. And this can ultimately have an impact on their health, and it can be detrimental in the long run, as studies have found that adequate sleep is needed in order to feel alert and awake. So by even trying to do that study session, you're not as awake or alert as you should be because you didn't get enough sleep the night before. Some tips I have in order to try de-stressing yourself before bed would be to try drinking a hot cup of tea or water, or even try meditating for a few minutes before bed in order to really clear your head. Now let's take a look at understanding if you're getting the right sleep for you in terms of quantity and quality. Quantity of sleep is how long you sleep throughout the night, and quality of sleep is how fast you're able to fall asleep and how well you can stay asleep throughout the night. The National Sleep Foundation conducted a study in order to determine how long an age group should sleep throughout the night, and they found that all age groups varied. If you were to look at this chart here, you'll see that the younger age groups, such as the infants and newborns, sleep for most of the day, whereas as you get older, the average is about 8 hours a night. So by looking at this chart, you're able to understand and see the range of how long you should be sleeping. By falling into this category of sleeping like around 8 hours a night, you're able to get the best out of your sleep. The Help Guide organization often says that people believe the myth that you can make up for lost sleep, such as sleeping in on that weekend may feel good when you sleep that extra hour or two, but you're ultimately throwing off that internal clock that we talked about earlier, so you can be causing imbalances in your function. Tips for improving your quality of sleep would be to try only getting into bed when you're actually going to sleep, or even sleeping at night, and will allow your brain to go through all of the sleep cycles, which can ultimately improve the efficiency of the functions of your body every day. Now let's take a look back on what we talked about today. Sleep is something that impacts your life and can have a big, drastic impact on how you're able to function throughout the day. Reducing your stress and creating a routine are great ways to improve your sleep health, as well as understanding if you're getting the right amount and the right quality of sleep every single night. An average person who sleeps for 8 hours a night and lives to be about 75 years old will sleep for 25 years of their life. That's 1/3 of your entire life that you spend sleeping. Now that you know how long you sleep for, you might want to take some consideration and work on tips to improve your health. These tips often work better in conjunction with one another, which instead of just trying one tip before bed, try 2 or 3 of these tips together in order to get the most out of your sleep. So when it's time to go to bed, crawl under the covers, hit the pillow, and let your body rest. A Q&A. Now, if any of you have any questions.
What are the sleep cycles, do you know?
The major sleep cycles that you should go through are when you're first falling asleep, you're in that light sleep, and then you go into REM cycle sleep, which is where a lot of your dreams will happen. This is the deepest sleep that you can go into, and you're only in this sleep for about 30 minutes or so, like maybe twice throughout the night, and then you just go back up to that really light sleep. That's why a lot of people will wake up throughout the night, because you've just gotten out of that really deep REM sleep. And so you go through that about twice throughout the night, and the rest of the night is spent in that light sleep.
So you talked about how you can't make up sleep like on the weekend just by sleeping longer?
Yeah.
Would that include like taking naps throughout the day?
No, naps are good, but only if you take them in like earlier in the day, like taking them at like 4 or 5 o'clock at night will affect your sleep at night. But you can take them like earlier in the day, around like 1 or 2 for like 30 minutes to an hour.
Like lunch break?
Yeah.
So would you say it's a good or a bad thing that every third day a group of people may get woken up by loud sounds that make them jump out of bed and put on gear and go drive down the road at fast speed?
It's actually, you should focus on your average night's sleep. So like focusing on that every third, or every that one late morning, or like that early night that you have, that won't really affect your overall sleep. It's just your average. Thank you.